Brandin, congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you find out the news, and what was your reaction?
Found out, watched the video that Raymond showed me, and Steve Nash gave me a shout out, so it was pretty cool.
What does this honor mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, in the offseason, you think about, you know, your journey, where you came from, what steps it took to get here. Being a 19th pick in an organization where not a lot of rookies get to play, and ending up on first team all rookie, you know, it's a credit to my work ethic, but also to my teammates and, you know, the coaches in the front office for, you know, providing opportunity, and then me just, you know, taking full advantage of it. But it means a lot. It's something that I had on a goal list of mine coming into the year, and I got to check that box. So it's pretty cool because you only can be a rookie one time.
In reflecting on your journey, what are some areas where you think you grew the most this year as a rookie?
Yeah, I think my leadership role within the team increased. You know, as a rookie in an organization like this, you know, you come in and you want to listen and learn, and then you kind of take what you can from that and try to apply it. And for me, being a natural leader, I think towards the end of the season, I was able to apply it more. And I think it just gave me more confidence, you know, not only on the court, but, you know, off the floor, talking to teammates and stuff like that.
You talked about your journey going back to Illinois. I mean, it's a pretty good rise, you know, obviously from Illinois to here. But when you think back on that one season there where, you know, you didn't play much at all, how much of that experience kind of led you or pushed you to where you are now?
Yeah, it helped me a lot. I was actually talking to my high school coach about it yesterday. And I just told him, he's like, how did you handle that? And for me, it was kind of like, obviously you control the controllables, that's a given, but I just used it as an extended summer for myself. You know, I wasn't playing from November through March when our season ended, so I used that as an extended summer to work on my game, get better, compete against the first team guys. And, you know, it gave me a chip on my shoulder because the first couple games I didn't play there, you know, I really questioned my ability. Was I good enough to play? You know, so I really had to think about that and if it was really something I wanted to do to push through it. And I did because I love the game. And, you know, here we are today, you know, 2 years later from actually when I transferred from Illinois. So it's been a pretty cool ride to, you know, see where I've grown, developed, what I've become, you know, as a person, as a man, as a player. And my goal is just to continue to get better and see where things take me.
You know, you discussed this before about why you ended up at Santa Clara there, but that year that you spent there, how big was that as sort of a, I guess, an in-between time between Illinois and getting here?
Yeah, it was a very critical year. It was nice to, you know, be welcomed and loved by coaching staff and trusted with, you know, a heavy position on a team. You know, they can say it's mid-major or not, but I think, you know, through this year I proved it doesn't matter, you know, where you come from. And that year was just really good for me. You know, Herb and the staff came to me right when I hit the portal and had a vision for me that I may have not have even saw myself. So to get that opportunity after, you know, playing 4 minutes a game at Illinois and them saying, you know, we just want you to do what Jalen just did. And that gave me the most confidence. And me being a confident person already, I think I just took that and took full advantage of the opportunity.
Who told you you were confident?
I was just raised that way. I think my pops did a great job of that. Yeah.
But even at Santa Clara there, they said they had a vision for you.
Mm-hmm.
How did they convey that?
Well, they showed me what Jalen was going through and his journey. Obviously, he was there for 3 years, so his growth and development, that was obviously something I really looked for, a program that was going to help me develop and get better, and to see his numbers throughout every year getting better. Even the guys that, you know, we send overseas, their numbers getting better. Just to see that growth and understanding that they're really big into player development, especially in the summer and fall. I knew that's something that I could have used to help me during the season. And I think through the whole process, they were just, you know, super adamant about me being the guy there and getting to kind of run the show. And I thought that was, you know, very appealing for me.
In the course of your rookie season, What were 2 or 3 things that really stand out as points where you really grew from an experience, something that happened, whether it was good or bad?
Yeah, I think, a lot of things. I think from, playing good at that Minnesota game, an in-season tournament game, that really kind of, got it going for me and really was like, yeah, I can kind of do this at this level. Because, as a rookie, you always try to get your feet wet and see where you fit in. So I think that opportunity, playing in that situation, kind of gave me the confidence, like, yeah, I can belong. And then just throughout the course of the season, your role changes. People are out, people are in. So being able to be adaptable and kind of fill in where needed, I think I grew in that area. And then I mentioned when Danny asked the question of, the maturity piece and the leadership piece throughout the team, I think I kind of grew in that area. And it's something I'm working on now and that I look forward to taking in year 2.
You talked about your role change and everything, coming in, not in the rotation, in the starting lineup, all those different things. Can you talk to me about how some of the coaches here and your teammates here helped you navigate your rookie season and sort of ever evolving and changing role?
Yeah, the coaches did a great job. Like I said before, controlling what I could control. It's really out of my control whether I play or I don't. And I think where I had the advantage was, like Monty said, of playing at Illinois and going through something similar like that and not playing. A lot of guys that are in my position or got picked in the first round of this year's draft have never had to kind of go through that and face that piece of adversity of not playing and knowing what that feels like, how to keep your mind right through those situations. So I think for me, having that experience at Illinois and using that at the beginning of the season of, not being okay with just going down to Santa Cruz and playing and how do I, find my way into the rotation, I think that experience had helped me.
Trace was this close, 1 vote from making the second team. What do you think about what Trace did, and what's your reaction to seeing him miss out just like that?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me upset for him. Obviously, we've been through everything together. And just to see from a guard's perspective, his impact on our games and how he's helped us win games this year. I think maybe the voters should take in winning more of an account. And it sucks to see him not make it. I think he was well deservedly of it. But I know him, and I know he's going to use it as a chip on his shoulder for next year. And I think that's just going to make him even better.
You talked about this being a goal of yours, this award. What are some of your other goals and just some things that you want to improve upon and motivate you in the offseason?
Yeah, I want to win the championship as soon as I can. Obviously, we have some guys that are getting older, so, the time's ticking, and our young guys are there to help them. And trying to win the championship, I want to win most improved at some point, and then, eventually be an all-star. That's the goal, and I'm going to keep pushing and going until I can get there.
What does your offseason look like so far? I know this is the first time in a few years at least that you've had kind of like a standard set offseason with set goals and expectations.
Yeah, so after we lost to SAC and took 2 weeks off, kind of mandatory, and then not last Monday but the Monday before, I started working out here, on my own, getting shots up in the weight room, constantly improve my body. I know that's somewhere I got to get better at, being a better athlete. So that's what I've been doing. And then just working on situations I'm going to be put in this year.
Then watching the playoffs, I don't know how much you've watched, but what are some things that you've taken away from watching the playoffs or learned?
Yeah, I think it's just more physical. I think it's more defensive-oriented in the playoffs. When I was back home in Milwaukee, I went to Game 5 of Pacers in Milwaukee. And just to see that environment and what the refs were letting go, what they were calling, how you see the All-Stars and them rise to the top when time matters, it gave me the chills and kind of was like, this is fun and this is something, I want to be a part of. And, like I said, I want to be an All-Star at some point, so I want to be put in those situations.
You mentioned getting shots up and working in the weight room. Are there 1 or 2 things you've sort of isolated besides obviously working on your body that you want to try and, I guess, fix up before you get to training camp?
Basketball-wise or about my body?
Both.
Yeah, I think my body-wise, just being quicker laterally and vertically, being more explosive instead of, always having to rely on touch shots around the rim, stuff like that. And then on the basketball floor, really opening and expanding that mid-range game for myself. shooting jumpers in the paint, all kind of stuff that, you know, as a guard, you know, I work on. I watch a lot of Jalen Brunson, Luka, T.J. McConnell, all guys that, you know, are super effective around the rim and not the most athletic. And then continuing to shoot that three ball. After talking with Mike and Steve, they wanted me to, you know, shoot more, and they know I'm capable. So hearing that from them, that's really what I've been working on, off the dribble, off the ball screen, off DHOs, catch and shoot, all kind of stuff.
Any questions on Zoom? If so, just identify your name and your affiliation. Quiet group, Zoom, going once, going twice.
Who's on there?
We got Sam on there.
Yeah, I know Sam got a question.
Yeah, Sam's got to step up here.
And Dalton.
That's a question. I got one. Congrats, BP. This is Sam with the San Francisco Chronicle. What was your favorite moment this year? Just a personal highlight throughout the course of the season. What was your favorite experience?
Probably playing in Milwaukee, playing back home. As Monty had mentioned, the Illinois days. I remember playing at Marquette when I was at Illinois, and a bunch of people there, and I didn't, you know, take my warm up off. So to have that feeling and then come back 2 years later and play well, even though we lost, you know, I think it was a kind of a full circle moment because those same people got to come back and watch me again.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, next Zoom. Looks like we have one more.
BP, how you doing, man? Jason Dumas.
What's up, man?
Not much. Question: Do you plan on involving yourself in any of the pro runs this summer, or any of the men's leagues? And if so, when, where? What's that kind of look like to get in some runs?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go where it kind of makes sense. Whether it's in LA, back home in Milwaukee, we have a bunch of pros overseas that come back, and obviously all of our NBA guys come back. So, kind of wherever it makes sense. Just something that's gonna push me and make me better. That's kind of where I'm gonna be at.
Cool. Appreciate you. Congrats.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Anything else on Zoom?